Yeah, so this is producing 30 per minute, which basically means, of course, that half of our ingots will go into the constructor to make wire. The other half will just remain in the storage bin that we can then come and grab if we need more copper ingots for something else later on. Welcome back, everybody, to Satisfactory. I am an old guy gaming, and we are picking up right where we left off. It's only been a couple of seconds, actually, since I left you in the last episode. We're having so much fun, and we're going to continue on. So in this episode, our goal, hopefully, is to finish the onboarding process, get to Tier 1. But before we do that, we've got to set up a production line for our limestone and one for our copper. Okay, so let's start with the limestone next. That's going to be the simpler thing to do. Since we have to kind of go over there to do all of this, or at least get it started, let's kind of take a look and see what we're going to need to make this happen. Now, we're going to want to run the storage container back here to us. Probably we're going to want to do that. So, here's the thing. If we put everything closer over there, it's going to cost less materials, but then we have more running around to do, which is not necessarily a bad thing here in this very early part of the game. It might even be better for us to do that. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to run along long lines back here right now. That's all going to come later. So let's go ahead and, before we actually get over here, we know we're going to need a miner, and it looks like we have enough stuff to do that. We're going to need a smelter, and yeah, we should have enough stuff to set up the miner and the smelter. And for this stuff, we need some extra plates too. That doesn't require plates. That requires some plates. And then the storage container requires a few plates too. I'm not sure if I'll have enough. Let's just go set it up. And then, you know, if we don't have enough, we'll come back and get what we need. But it's the same basic idea. We're just going to put a miner up here. And then we're going to put a smelter down to make the concrete. And a storage container to get her all fixed up. Okay, so let's start by putting down our miner. And of course we want the output going that direction and more or less pointing towards the base. We could turn it this way a little bit if we wanted to. Okay, let's do that. And the smelter, what we could do with the smelter is, yeah, let's just put the smelter up here too. So we're going to go to Q. We're going to grab the smelter. We're going to hold down our control key. Okay, it doesn't like that because it's out over the air. So in this particular case, you know what we might actually do? Maybe we'll put the smelter down here. So yeah, why don't we do that? Let's put the smelter down here. We'll kind of move it. Yeah, we'll just put it right there-ish, I think. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put a... Well, here, let's just grab... I don't know if this is going to reach or not. Okay, so see, now we have a problem here, and that is that we can't clip through the ground. So we might have to reposition the that out a little more because you can only go so steep. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up this belt right here. I'm not really super concerned about it being super straight right now because this is all temporary. And see, this is too steep to go down there, which means we're going to have to set this up a little further out, which we can do. All right, so other than getting power up here, we shouldn't have to worry about anything more on this guy. I think I am going to, though, put... Well, here, can we... Actually, that's not going to work. Because we can't use these as hubs. Okay, so, yeah, let's remove that. What we're going to have to do instead... we might as well dismantle this too. Yeah, actually, you know what? I just remembered something. We can do a lot of this from up here. You can build from very far away. So that being the case, then let's go back to here. And let's just take this down as far as it'll go, which is here. See, it likes that angle, so it's good. And we're going to need to have a power pole over here too. So let's set up a power pole. Oh, we're out of, we're missing concrete. Okay, so whilst we're up here, I'm going to, oh shit, I was almost going off the cliff. While we're up here, I'm going to actually manually mine a little bit more of this. Hopefully this will be the last time we have to do this. All right, guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to... I think we're going to run the copper and the concrete for now off of this biomass burner. So what I'm going to do in this case, because the copper is kind of around that corner, we're going to set up a... or we're going to make a connection here, and we're going to bring it as far back this way as we can. As soon as it gets too far away, it turns red. Okay, so we can't put it there, but we can put it here. So that way we can also run power over to the copper as well. So let's just put this right... That's probably as good of a place as any. And then we got that power line running over there. Good. Now we should be able to run power from here up to there. Good, so that guy started, and then later on we'll run some power over to our copper setup, which is what we're going to do next. Okay, so this time we're going to grab the constructor. Now, to make the constructor, we're going to need 2 reinforced iron plates. So let's run back and make those really quick in our workbench. So to make reinforced iron plates, we first need screws. To make screws, we need rods. Okay, so let's go ahead and craft up some screws here. We don't need to make a ton of these quite yet, just enough to get us started. So let's stop with 40, and we need 2 of these. There we go. Okay, so that should be enough for us to put down the constructor. So your constructor is kind of like your all-purpose factory. It can make various different things, and then there's, you know, later on we're going to get into assemblers and, you know, other higher level constructors. But the constructor basically... it makes a single product, whereas an assembler takes two products and then combines them to make a more advanced product, etc., etc. Okay, let's go here. We're going to grab the constructor. And, oh, you know what? One downside to this is if I have to get around this, I'm not going to have room, am I? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring the constructor out over this way. Just so we can, you know, get by there if we need to. Now, if I hold control, yeah, we're not going to be able to line that up, but that's okay. We don't need to. We don't need to right now. We don't have to get that fancy with it. So let's just build the constructor right here. And then we're going to grab the 3 key and attach our conveyor belt and bring it into there. Very good. All right, now we're going to take a power connection to the constructor. And like the refiner, we have to go into the constructor and tell it what we want it to make. In this case, we want it to make concrete. Okay, so now we've set this up for concrete, and it should start making concrete as soon as the stone gets in place. So it's yellow, which means it has a recipe assigned and it's ready to go, but it's just waiting for a product. Should turn green here in just a second. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, so we have our concrete. Oh no, actually, not quite yet. We have to get a storage container for this too. So we have that on number 5 on our toolbar. We'll hold down control, make sure that's lined up nice and neat. Not that that matters at this point, but if we can make it neat, we'll make it neat. Okay, let's go into 3, connect that in there. Now we have our concrete production line going. Beautiful. Okay, excellent. Now we need to do copper. So you guys kind of know the drill. The thing about copper, though, is that, and this is going to happen with our iron, too, is, you know, ultimately we're going to need to make 3 different products from the copper. We're going to need to make sheeting, wiring, and cable. And we now also, you know, as we went through the hub upgrades, we are able to now scan for limestone, iron, and copper. So let's actually do a copper scan. Of course, we know we have one right there, but let's see if there's another one that's close. Not that we're going to need it right away. Yeah, see, that one's pretty far away. So everything we do for the early stages here is all going to be based off of this one copper node, which isn't a problem because that copper node is, you know, it's a rich node. So we're not going to have any problems with that. So let's go ahead and get started with a miner first. We got to start with that, of course. Do I have everything I need to make another miner? We need more plates. Okay, let me go make some more plates. Okay, I started making more ingots in here, and then I realized, wait, I don't need to do that because we're producing ingots. So let's grab some ingots out of here. And yes, I can and will be setting up constructors to make the plates and all that stuff too. But I want to get the copper going first. Okay, so let's go ahead and just queue up a bunch more plates here. The plates are also the primary, if not exclusive ingredient in conveyor belts too. So you're going to need a lot of plates. Okay, so we've made 100 plates. Let's make a few more cables and a few more wires too, just so we have plenty and then we don't have to worry about it. And so we're going to make a few more rods too. Very good. All right, let's go on over to our copper. We're going to pick these guys up. And let's go ahead and build our miner. And we're going to want to rotate it so it's pointing this way-ish. Here, let's actually look at it from this angle. Yeah, that's good. We'll put that there. And then, so I want to think about something here for a second. Yeah, I think what we're going to be a little more elaborate with what's going on here. So let's do this. We're going to want, ultimately we're going to want a total of 3 constructors going for here. But let's start off with, see, this is where you have to kind of start thinking about things now. We don't have access to splitters yet, do we? Let's take a look in our queue menu. Logistics. Not quite yet. Okay. So what we're going to do then is, I have to think about this for a second. We know we're going to need a refiner, so that's a given. And yeah, this is going to be difficult to do without splitters. So let's go ahead and set up. Yeah, we can only use 1 refiner without splitters. Okay, so yeah, that's all we can do at the moment. That's fine though. We'll make it work. Okay, so let's go into here, and we want to go to production, and we want a smelter, and we'll just hold down control, make sure that's lined up nice and neat, and we'll run a conveyor into there, and we want to set this guy up for copper ingots. All right, so that's done, and then what we're going to do is we're going to, yeah, we really are very limited here until we can get splitters. So that being the case, let's just set up a storage bin. But we might actually keep the storage bin a little closer to our base of operations. It doesn't have to be right up next to the hub, but we'll just bring it, maybe out to this corner here. All right, so that being said, let's grab our conveyor and let's run it. This is as far as we can run one section of it. So we're going to, yeah, let's just run it to there. That's good enough. And we're going to hit 5 and hold down control so that's lined up. Okay, that's actually not connected to that. If we hit 3... It's, yeah, yeah, it's too close. Okay, no problem. Hit F. Let's hold this out a little more. Hit 5. Pull it this way a bit. Hold down control so it's lined up. That's what we want to do. Okay. There we go. Okay, so yeah, for now, until we get splitters, we're going to need copper ingots for 3 different products. And so what we could actually do, now that I think about this, is we could go ahead and set up a constructor to make one of those. We're going to need more plates. Okay, let's do that. Actually, let's get the power going first so this thing is producing while we're off doing our thing. So we're going to run this power line actually to here because I'm going to set up a constructor here. So let's add that power line there, and then we want to run this one all the way to there because we're not going to set up anything else down there that needs power at the moment. Very good. Okay. So let's look at this pole for a second. Now, you can see things like, you know, capacity. So this grid, if you will, has a total capacity of 20 megawatts, and it's currently consuming. This is what it's currently consuming. This is what the production on the line's consuming, which these are usually one and the same. There is a difference between the two, and it escapes me at the moment what that difference is. And maximum construction. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what all that means. So if you guys want to let me know in the comments. What I pay most attention to is, you know, capacity is the most obvious. This is the max that it can handle. And if you go over that, you know, then things start shutting down and so on and so forth. Your power grid will go down. And this is what's currently being consumed on the line. And these two are usually the same. And I'm not sure exactly what this represents. I used to know, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So I'll look it up later, or you feel free to let me know in the comments. Okay, anyway. So we're good to go on that. We should have... no, I made a mistake. We do have a refiner over there as well. So we're going to need to run another line to the refiner. There we go. Okay. Now we're producing. Okay, so we got copper ingots coming in. Now I am going to put a constructor over here. I think probably for wires, and the reason for that is because we should be able to feed this faster than that constructor can produce wires. And so what that's going to do is we're going to be producing wires, but we're also going to have extra ingots left over here as well. So let's go make a couple of reinforced plates. Let's check our fuel too. Okay, so we still have 400 flowers in here, so we're doing fine on that. And that's got 444. Yeah, so we're doing okay. All right, so let's press Q. Let's put a constructor down over here. We're going to hold control to line it up. We're going to press 3 and run a conveyor into here. And we're going to set this for wires. And so this will produce, or it'll take in 15 per minute. But we are able to feed... let's actually see how much are we output. I think it's 30. Yeah, so this is producing 30 per minute, which basically means, of course, that half of our ingots will go into the constructor to make wire. The other half will just remain in the storage bin that we can then come and grab if we need more copper ingots for something else later on. Okay, cool. So that is now done. Oh, we got to get power hooked up to here. So let's do that. And there we go. Okay. So now we are making... oh, okay. We just had the power go down, which means we probably overloaded the grid. Okay, so when that happens, what we need to do is we need more power, essentially. So what we can do is, for the moment... we can probably move the concrete production over to this power plant. Maybe. So if we're going to do that, what we're going to have to do is take that off and that off. And we're going to hook up another power line here for now. Again, I know this looks a little... sloppy is the word, maybe, but it's only temporary. It makes no sense for us to put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and trying to make it neat, because we're going to tear it all down here in a little while. Okay, so let's run a power connection to this new pole here. And then we'll see if it can handle it on this other generator. And if it doesn't, then we're going to have to, of course, add another generator. Okay, now, when your power goes down on a grid, you can either go to the generator itself, or you can come to one of the power plants and you can basically reset the breaker, which is kind of cool. All right, now, if we look at this, we are now consuming... Oh, you know what I think this is, actually? I think this is telling us if everything is running at 100% all of the time, that's what it's going to consume. But this is what it's consuming right now. So what I'm not sure about is what the difference exactly is between this and this. But this means if everything is running at 100% on the entire grid, this is the max that's going to be consumed. So actually, this is a more important one, I think, to pay attention to. You want to make sure that this doesn't exceed this right here. So yeah, okay, that's right. Remember, like I told you guys, there are certain things about this game that's going to take me a little bit of time to remember. All right, cool. Now, you know what else we need to do for this guy, though, is we need to put a storage down for him, so that we can collect those. Okay, what are we going to be short on? We're short on a few plates, which means we probably need to start thinking about creating some plates. But I think if we add another constructor to this chain, we might overload this. Let's take a look, though. Yeah, see, it's 18 megawatts maximum, and we only have a capacity of 20. So in order for us to add another constructor, we're going to have to add another bio generator. So I'm just trying to decide if that's something I want to do right now, or if we should just finish the onboarding process and get done with that. I think we're going to just do that. I think we're just going to finish the onboarding process for now, and then we'll add that constructor after we do that. Okay, so let's see. We needed some more iron plates. Let's grab some more ingots out of here. And keep in mind, too, those of you who are new to the game, you know, things are running really smoothly for me in terms of production because we're on these really rich nodes. If you are in a place that doesn't have rich nodes, particularly if you're starting on, not normal, but the one below that, I can't think of what it's called off the top of my head, insufficient or whatever, inferior, I can't think of the name. Things will take a little bit longer. You're not going to see production quite as fast as you see going on here because, you know, we got really good rich nodes. Okay, let's turn that back off. We got to get a storage container on the end of this guy so we can start collecting the cabling that we need. There we go. Look at that. We got cable coming. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so at present, we're doing pretty good. Let's look at this power grid again. Okay, so this one's using 13, and this one is using 18. Now, we could actually put a plate constructor on and maybe connect it to the other power grid. How much does that use? Let's look. 4 megawatts. Yeah, we could actually do that. So why don't we do that? And we're going to run into the same situation here where, you know, this is going to output quicker than a single constructor is going to be able to do anything. So we'll still have extra iron ingots left over. So why don't we just put this... Okay, I want to think about how I want to do this. So I think what we'll do is we'll put the constructor, which, oh, we need more cables. Let's make some cables really quick. All right, so what we're going to do is this. I'm going to run this off of here. And we're just going to come out to about here-ish. And then we're going to hook up another one. And we want this to be 90 degrees. It's kind of hard to do 90 degrees when you don't have foundations down. So I can change the curvature of this with my mouse wheel. So we're just going to kind of eyeball it for now. But once we get foundations down, then it's a lot easier to make it like a perfect 90. So yeah, we'll just eyeball this for now. So let's put that in there. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to build... Let's just pick up all this stuff now. We're going to build our constructor, and again, if we hold down control, it should line it up right with the end of our... Here, let's do it looking at it from this direction. It should line it up right with the end of our conveyor belt. So, right about there. That was actually further over than I needed, but that's okay. Alright. Now, let's set this to make iron plates. Alright. And it's going to... oh, actually, this is going to take... That's going to take 30 per minute. And this is outputting 30 per minute. Okay, so this is not going to give us extra iron. However, we already have a bunch of extra iron ingots built up. So there's a way we can deal with this, and I'll show you how we're going to deal with this. So let's put a storage container in to receive all of this. Maybe what we'll do is we'll, if we turn it this way and then this way, it should put it, yeah, we should be able to connect that in there like so. Perfect. Okay. Now what we're going to do is let's get the power hooked up, and we know this other grid can handle the power. What we are going to have to do though is take this down for a second, and let's hook up a power line here and then reconnect to our grid over here. Which is this one here. Okay. Now we can run a line off of here and connect our constructor. There we go. All right, now, for what I want to do is I don't want this to use up all of the ingots. It shouldn't anytime soon though, because we're already ahead of the production, so we should still have ingots. But if I was going to leave this running for a long excuse me, a long time, what you can do is you can go into your constructor and you can oh, we can't do it yet because it's not opened up to a stock on it. All right, what I was going to show you is in this little panel here, once it unlocks, is you can actually do what's called underclocking the machine. You essentially slow it down so it produces more slowly, and one reason why you would do that is this example here. So it's not using up all of my iron ingots. However, like I said, because we're already ahead of the game here, I don't think that's going to be a problem for us. I think we're going to be fine if we just let it run. And if that, you know, the other thing, of course, we could do is we could come over here and just shut this off after a while to let this build back up. But you know, the spirit of this game, the essence of this game is automation. I mean, that's one of the big things we're doing here. That's why we play the game, because it's fun. And so, you know, we don't want to have to do stuff manually if we don't have to. Okay, so let's see. How's our time going? Oh my goodness, we are getting close to running out of time again, aren't we? So what have we done? We've set up little factories for iron, concrete, and copper, and then we've set up one constructor here that's making wire for us, copper wire, and we set up another constructor that's making iron plates for us. Now we're going to need more constructors in order to, you know, continue building the other things we need, like the rods and the screws, later on the reinforced plates and all that sort of thing. But I think before we go any further with that, let's see if we can finish our onboarding process. So in order to do that, we're going to need all of the stuff to reach hub upgrade 6 that's shown in the upper right hand corner. All right, so let's see. Let's go grab, we should have the concrete and the wire already made for us, and then quite a few more. So let's run over here and grab that stuff next. So we have 362 concrete. Let's just grab the whole stack out of there. And we have 304 wires, so let's grab all of that. Now we still have, we still should be working on building up copper in here too, because again, this is only consuming half of the input of this. Very good. Now let's go back to our copper plate production. We probably don't have 100 of those yet, but we have some, right? And let's see what we have. We have 56. Beautiful. Okay, so let's just take all 56 of those. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make a few more of those in here, because we have a total of 82. So let's make those right now. Okay, that gives us 100. And we're going to have to make the rods, because we don't have rod production going yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into here, and we're going to grab some iron ingots out of there and make our rods. Excellent. We have everything to do our next upgrade. Let's shift click all this good stuff in here. And, oh, shift click. There we go. Upgrade the hub.
Congratulations. You have unlocked building space elevator, building biomass burner, part biomass. Motivational message. Congratulations, you succeeded in every provided task. On behalf of Fixit Incorporated, I thank you for your current and future service. Additional knowledge. The hub terminal has been converted to give access to milestones there to ensure you progress along Fixit-approved protocols. Note. Future developments should be aimed at constructing the space elevator and, as such, initiating project assembly. Good luck.
All right, awesome. So we finished the onboarding process and Tier 0 is complete. Now, this little spaceship thingamadoodle that came down, what's going to happen from moving forward now is that we're going to be, as we continue to meet milestones, we're going to have to produce certain materials, and then or products I should say, and then those products are loaded into this little space capsule, and then it shoots it up into space to Fixit, who's up in orbit somewhere around this planet. So that's what that business is about. But this is cool, guys, because we have now finished Tier 0. We finished the onboarding process, and now we can start working on items in both Tier 1 and Tier 2. And we're going to do all of this stuff. We want to do all of this stuff, but probably the first thing we want to do is base building, because that's going to open up the foundations for us, and with that then we can really get started with building the factory proper. But we're going to need all of this stuff. The logistics is what's going to give us the splitters, the mergers, elevators that we can use to vertically transport material. Field research gives us things like more storage box, more slots. The BAM, which we'll talk about later, but we basically use this to research stuff. And let's see, Tier 2 is part assembly. This allows us to build the assembler, which allows us to take two separate products and combine them to create a more advanced product. Obstacle clearing is going to be important. In fact, we might even, this will probably be the second thing we'll go after. The first thing we're going to probably do is the foundations, but then this will probably be the second thing, because this is what allows us to make the solid biofuel. Yeah, so that gives us the chainsaw, the biofuel. These are like just maneuverability things, which we don't really need to worry about right away. We do want the awesome sink later, and the customizer, which is new to update 5, and gives you a lot more options for, you know, making things look cool, decorating, and that sort of thing, from what I understand. And then, of course, we're going to want the Mark II conveyor belt, which transports up to 120 resources per minute. It doubles the speed of the Mark I. So lots of cool stuff coming up here, guys. But our first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to work towards getting this done. And we should be able to do it almost immediately. We have the other stuff. We just need 100 iron plates. But we are out of time, my friends. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode here. And in the next episode, we will get started on the first milestone for base building, get some foundations in place, and that's when things are really going to start picking up for us in terms of building, starting to build out our factory. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and share out the video, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Goodbye.